Hey everyone. I got to back up a little bit because I didn't think that I had seen him from my birthday till Memorial Day weekend, but that's not true. Because he had been calling me to wake him up for work. Um, if he needed something, again, the phone bill, whatever. But anyway, the end of August, because of where he was working, he got perks. He rented a room, and his friend was in the room directly below us. Why? I think that that's freaky, weird. What hotel puts somebody that rents two rooms, one up and one down, and he rented the room for her too. So I honestly, this whole thing, him and his friend, I believe, are tied to all of it. Um, and then there was one time, and I don't know, if he funneled money through my Zelle. He needed to get paid for a job, so used my Zelle. Um, and when he came back September 11th of 2023, um, there was no other people. This was our chance. I bought into a window franchise so that we would have a future. Um, which ended up being the biggest mistake. But that trip to Nashville, I know that there was an attempt on my life there. Um, Too many prescriptions were filled and disappeared too much, and I do not have a lot of memory. Before we went, something told me to download this Journal Dragon something, and I voice journaled the whole time that we were away in Nashville. He left me for dead in Pensacola, Florida, and I walked in on him texting his ex-fiance, give me another chance. I don't know anybody, because the franchise was opening in her state. Um, but I didn't have a flight home. Out of all the flights that were purchased, there was no flight for me to go home. And I got a call from a friend saying, Stacy, get on a plane. It's not me. You're not safe. Get home. And our Nashville trip was over Valentine's Day, and we celebrated Valentine's Day early. And I mean, he love bombed me for Valentine's Day. All it would have taken is waking up and saying, Happy Valentine's Day, I love you, and I never would have questioned anything. But I didn't even get a Happy Valentine's Day, Stacy. And when we landed in Nashville, I got a text that he had unprotected sex with somebody. They hung out a few times, and he offered her a job with our window company. And that can only be one person. Well, two, but I know who it is. But anyway, he was cheating on me. Why would I stay in a franchise with somebody that is cheating on me? On top of that, through that trip, medication was filled multiple times from my doctor that I lost. And I don't know where all that medication went, but I know I don't have a lot of memory of that trip. And I know I wasn't using methamphetamines on that trip. I'm just going to say it as it is because I'm being frank on here. I wouldn't snort it. I smoked it. That when I used it, I smoked it, and we didn't have a pipe, so I didn't use it. But having no memory of anything, it's just, and then having all these drug tests with MDMA in my system, I don't know if he was also putting that in my system. I don't know, and I'll probably never know the truth. I wanted my hair tested. All these people him accusing me of, being an ugly druggie and a drug addict and all these things. I would love for them to take my hair and test it so that I can prove what has or what hasn't been in my system. I shouldn't still be being stalked. There was a fake profile, and they started stalking me last year. The profile was created in March of last year, and I threw him out in February. February 26th, I believe was the date, February 26th or 27th. But I have a video March 26th where someone was in my apartment and has a video of me, and I did not video it. So there's only one person that would have been in my apartment, unless they were able, because I know you can remotely turn cameras on, and I'll leave that to the authorities to watch and figure out. But I believe it's March 26th, somebody was in my apartment and filmed a video. I have a video from August 29th when I had a temporary protective order, and I was told by my apartment complex that they would view the tapes, because there was 24/7 surveillance, that they would view the tapes when I had a permanent protective order. Well, it took me a while to get the permanent protective order. I didn't think I'd need it, but he was in my apartment August 29th, and there's a video of a cord, a tissue connected to my battery on my bed, it's leaning against me. But I had recently told him my biggest fear was dying in a fire. And a torch, a cord, a tissue, the battery leaning against me, a charging battery leaning against me on my bed. And the cops saw it, and I thought it popped up from my memories and had been back from earlier, and it wasn't. It had been recorded probably the night before. He was never caught in the apartment underneath mine. I know he was there, and I know multiple people that know he was there. The fact that he took his life being blamed on me because of possibly the heat that he had on his life because of what he did to me, that's not my fault. I still loved this guy. This is what's sick. He was assaulted on August 8th for assaulting me. I felt bad and called my mom and said, can he stay at your house? And she said no. I said, just for a couple nights till he can figure something out. And she said no. And I said, please do it for me. And it was the biggest mistake, but she did. And my broken pinky, I did already have surgery once and had pins in it. And it was straightened out, and my mom had my dog. So when he first came back, they were on the roof, and where I lived, it was the Crown, but you could hear them, and it was a male and a female talking. So I had my mom bring my dog back because I knew my dog would bark. And sure enough, as soon as my mom brought Princess home, the dog started barking, and then it stopped from up there. There's only 2 people that he could have been up there with. I believe it was the person in apartment 319, but I don't know. But I do know August 7th, we were at Roy Aquatic, and we had to be home in time because he had an appointment with the bishop to meet about becoming temple worthy so we could get married and then go back through the temple and be sealed. And it makes me sick to think about it now because it's not something that I take lightly. I don't know how somebody goes from telling you that they love you and they want to marry you to assaulting you. I went to jail for a false stalking injunction and protective order. Arrested. They were blocked from everything, and I purposely posted something to see if they were trolling me. And I call this girl the fat troll because she's done nothing but troll all my social media for 3 years. My career builder, which I haven't used since I lived in New Jersey, a new resume was uploaded May of last year. I didn't do it.